Another week, another win for Manchester United, and it seems Michael Carrick is the final solution they need. 4 wins on the bounce, and they are on the road to win 5. And we have a fan that has yet to get his hair off because of, he's waiting for Manchester United to win 5 games on the bounce.
One more game.
One more game, and he gets his hair off. Is this the time? Should Manchester United give Michael Carrick the trust and let him take over the affairs? He has won 4 games in a row. And I want to bring an example of this. Was how Solskjaer started. Ole Solskjaer, he was appointed on an interim basis, and he went on to do so well that he was given the job on a permanent basis. And Michael Carrick, their former captain and former midfielder, is on that same route now. Should the Old Trafford bosses give Michael Carrick the job?
It's still very early to call. I feel like you are running too fast because
Manchester United fans are actually happy, Sha.
Because they should be happy. They deserve to be happy. It's been a while they were this happy. It's been a while they won 4 in a row. I think in 5 years it has not happened at Manchester.
Not just happy, they are even seeing themselves as starting contenders.
You understand? and now they are in a firm position to qualify for next season's Champions League. So
absolutely.
I feel like Carrick has done really well to steady the ship for now. But saying that he should be given the job on a permanent basis, I think it's a call too much for him. Based on the fact that I don't think coaching is the problem at Manchester United. Like I always say, there is this cultural problem at the club. People at the
outside interference.
People at the administration level needs to change all of those things. They have started by upgrading quarantine and all of those things.
Yes.
Putting everything in training ground in place. But now I feel like they still need to make some wholesome changes at the administrative level. Maybe when they are done doing that, then they can settle for a coach that fits whatever project they want to build.
I don't understand. The thing for me is somebody is doing well, not in a sense proven, because we have seen how far he came up with Middlesbrough and now to the EPL, working with Jose Mourinho, and now he's working. What does Michael Carrick need to do to convince you that he is the man for the job? Because what else does he have?
A problem with Michael Carrick. I just feel like Manchester United in the long run will make a mess of him, like they've done with the previous coaches. So I feel like it's a cultural thing at Manchester United. Until they are able to overcome that problem that is happening at the club at the administrative level, they cannot see a coach that will steady the ship. A coach might come in and maybe perform 1 or 2 wonders here and there, but then they would always return to the drawing board.
Now let's look at the players. Kobe Mainoo, Bruno Fernandes, Case, that's Casemiro, Lisandro Martinez, Maguire starting 3 games in a row. I can't even remember the last time Maguire started 2 games in a row, but now he's on a row, getting that games back to back. And you can see the fight, the hunger. These players want to play for this manager. Can we say players sometimes do sabotage manager when they come to a club and they don't like the manager?
Yes, we've seen that before. Situations where players grow tired of a manager. It happened at Real Madrid. According to reports, we learned that the likes of Iker Casillas and Sergio Ramos sabotaged Jose Mourinho because something happened between them and they grew tired of his managerial system. So it happened at Chelsea some time ago.
Rafael Benitez with John Terry and
Frank Lampard and John Terry once came out to confirm that claim. So we have seen instances where players revolt against their managers just because they feel like things are not working the way they should be. So in Michael Carrick's case, he has been at the club for close to 2 decades. So the players know that he's an icon of the club. So they always want to give their best to him, and he has done really well to improve the man management that Amorim failed at. So I feel like Carrick has the potential, but then if the problem at Manchester United is not solved, I still feel like it will be the same result as the coaches of the past.
There is this syndrome. You come in on interim basis, you succeed, and once you are confirmed as permanent, everything begins to go downhill. Why?
That's where the real work starts. Working as an interim coach is quite different from having the job on a permanent basis. But now, because when you have the job permanently, expectations will increase. People would expect more from you. They would expect you to build on what you did as an interim coach. So that's where the real competition comes in. I don't really feel that Manchester United have what it takes to compete with the other big boys of the Premier League as of now. Until that problem is solved, until they resolve the issues in the administrative level, I don't think that Carrick I don't know. I don't think that he can perform any magic without that problem being solved. Carrick or any other coach.
Okay, now let's look at one of the biggest games of the weekend, Manchester City against Liverpool. And these fixtures, we have already seen that is always one of the highest goal scoring fixtures, even before Klopp left, and now we have an slot. We saw the result yesterday. Manchester City were supposed to win by 3-1. And then there was a call by the ref, which I went to watch again. I was like, this goal should have been given. The player yellow carded, maybe, and then he gets to play game. Now, Slobodsla will be missing 3 games.
4 games.
4 games.
Yeah.
Okay, we're missing 4 games, adding to the woes of Liverpool because he has been one of their pivotal players. Now, before we even go into the aspect, let's look at the game itself. Manchester City, Liverpool. We know that Liverpool have not been themselves, but then it is expected that they'll put up a good fight, and that win gave Manchester City an edge, ending their so many years voodoo of not winning at Anfield.
Yeah. Sticking to the game, I feel Manchester City rather kind of proved a point with that win at Anfield. I know that Liverpool have been in shambles since the beginning of this season. I really cannot reconcile how Arne Slot is
still at the end of affairs.
You get big, but I feel that he's living on this leverage of winning the Premier League last
and
season.
Also, Liverpool are not a club that sacks manager like that.
Yeah. But then he cannot be this woeful after spending that much. He was properly backed in the summer. Even in this January transfer window, I think he brought in.
It was the highest spender in the EPL.
After winning the Premier League, you were properly backed. You got all the players.
Everyone he asked for,
nobody expected that he should be performing at this low level that they're currently performing at. Myself as a person, I tipped them to retain the Premier League title, but now I feel it's not as if it's not looking like they're even off the pace, way off the pace. So making it top 4 now is even
they're not even in top 5.
Guaranteed. So the problem now is I think Liverpool have kind of signed out of this season. It's now left to Pep Guardiola to build on this victory and then give Arsenal a run for their money, because it looks like nobody wants to challenge Arsenal for the title. Manchester City have been very inconsistent.
It's just a 6-point gap.
I know it's just a 6-point gap. If it was the Manchester City of yesterday, you can say, okay, no problems, something might still happen. But then this Manchester City, we have seen time and time again that they can be very, very inconsistent. So the problem is Arsenal still going to the Emirates. If it was the Manchester City of before, you would already know that Arsenal only need to sleep once before they travel to Man City. Then Man City can take it off from there. But now, even if they sleep before that game, there's no guarantee that Man City will beat Arsenal, because Arsenal are a formidable side. I'm not even going to.
Man City next game is Fulham, and Fulham are one of the sides that gives them issues.
Fulham have been acting as spoilers this season. They turn up when you least expect them. So I feel like there's no match that is a guarantee for Manchester City. The only team that goes into every game like favourites are Arsenal. They know how to find their way. Even when
Arsenal play Wolves, batting relegation.
you can understand, but then you cannot write anything off in the Premier League. But then Wolves having just 1 win out of 25 games is woeful for them. So I feel like Arsenal will walk over them. Then
it's a walk in the park.
It might not be. You never can tell. Premier League is a crazy game.
Crazy league. So JD, not that fixture. The reason why I said not that fixture, because imagine Chelsea scoring 3 goals before 40 minutes.
Nobody would have believed if they told you that Sunderland will come from 2 goals to tie a game against Arsenal. So anything can happen in the game of football. So you don't just write them over. I think Arsenal are still stacked favourites to pick maximum points from the game.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about the drama that happened in that game. What did you see to be the right call?
The rule is the rule. The referee made the right call. You cannot officiate games based on emotions. He acted accordingly. He acted to the rule book. So the right call for him was to give a free kick and send Szoboszlai out. So you cannot fault him for making the right decision. So Arne Slot, I saw his outburst after the game. He needs to understand that this is the rule. You cannot expect a referee,
and that's you need consistency in maintaining this rule.
So the problem is these officiations are not consistent.
Exactly.
Today you make a call today, then tomorrow you are making a different call for the same situation.
Exactly.
So that's where the problem comes in, and I feel like the officiating in the Premier has to improve really, really well.
Yeah. There was a time that we were looking at Aston Villa that they were going to be the 2016 Leicester that we saw that won the EPL above Tottenham. Like, you know, the way they were coming with momentum, can we say because of the heavy fixtures, Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup, you know, every other thing? Because imagine Aston Villa sleeping.
Fixture congestion should never be a problem for ambitious teams. For big teams, it is what they love. When the coming gets sick, that is when they love it the more. I feel like Aston Villa have always shown that they cannot sustain the momentum. I've said in previous episodes that I feel they cannot sustain the momentum to contend for the title.
Yeah.
They might eventually make the top four. They have what it takes to make the top four. They have a very experienced coach in Unai Emery. But then competing for the title, I think it's a call too much for them.
I think that's a very, very valid point, because if you look at, they have won Champions League twice, and since
Aston Villa?
Yes. Once, yes. Yep. Thank you. And since that time to this point, there is no leverage on we want to succeed. Is it that we want to make Champions League places, because we know how lucrative that sport could be for them?
Chelsea came on board and took their spots. And they also have 7 Premier League titles.
Just imagine.
So they are not a pushover.
They are not. The likes of Aston Villa, Nottingham, and it's actually even good now that Nottingham are trying to find the balance, although they are still not free. Nottingham Forest. Yes, that's what I'm saying. They are still not free from relegation.
Since the departure of Nuno Espirito Santo,
which was a very, very bad timing.
It has been downward spiral for them.
Will you choose business over you having dominion over your team? What will you do? If imagine you were in that situation, your team is doing well, but you don't have a good relationship with the team manager. What would you do?
I really do not understand why Marinakis sacked Nuno Espirito Santo.
It was more of like an ego thing.
Probably he placed his ego over logic. So, and he's reaping the rewards of that already. So
I just hope they don't go relegation, because it means that every of their investments will go down the drain.
Leicester won the Premier League in 2016, and they are down in the league, championship right now.
They have invested so much for them to go.
And Leicester City might even go down from the championship.
Yes, I think they deducted 6 points from them.
And they are struggling so badly now.
Yeah. Leicester, from winning the league to 20, I think that is a very
That's
good...
what mismanagement causes to. And since the demise of the original
that accident actually
they've not recovered from
that. They won FA Cup after that against Chelsea at Wembley, and we actually thought, oh, this was another one. And then they won the Community Shield against Manchester City.
The demise of their previous owner actually is telling on them a whole lot.
Let's look at Liam Resona and Chelsea. It looks to be the perfect fit, steadying the ship. These players have a relationship with him. Is it that there is this kind of fairy tale love affair when a new manager comes to the club, everything is rosy, and before you know it, boom?
That's how it is everywhere. The first few days are always the best.
More like an honeymoon.
You understand? A shiny new toy. Liam Resina has proven to be a man of aura. He knows how to relate with his players. He has started really well at Chelsea, 4 Premier League wins in a row. Equaling greats like Carlo Ancelotti, Jose Mourinho, and Mauricio Sarri, I think. So it's a good one for him. I hope that he continues on in this rich vein of form, and maybe probably make the top 3, because I definitely know that they are not winning the Premier League. So if he can try and maybe win a cup trophy or something, he will do well for himself to build on for next season. Absolutely. But for now, I think he's doing.
You should just maintain and then get the top 4 spots. I still feel
that the Chelsea factor will come to play.
It always does come to play.
I still feel like sooner. It's not even going to be later. Sooner, I feel like it will come to play.
Let's shift our attention to La Liga. Over the weekend, Lamine Yamal emerged as the youngest goal scorer in La Liga, overtaking Mbappe. Not just in La Liga, like the youngest goal scorer. To which is yes.
That's like the youngest player to score. Is it 20 league goals? I don't know.
Yes.
I cannot remember how many goals now. But then he overtook Kylian Mbappe's record.
Yes, and there was a time that Rooney too was holding that record. Yeah. He has overtaken both of them. Lamine Yamal, when he broke into the stage, was one of the highly rated prospects. Although when he rose that time to this point, there has been a massive shift. Because that time he was more of a public figure. People were talking to him, and he was also giving that vibe, partying,
Yep.
But it seems that has dwindled so much now that he's much more focused on football.
Yep. You cannot blame him. He's still a kid. He's 18 actually. The youthful exuberance will always come into play. When he first burst onto the scene, everyone knew immediately that this is the next big thing. But then he was always distracting himself with off-field issues. But since the beginning of this season, he has kind of leveraged on that.
So calm, and then he was having injury issues too.
Yes, the injuries slowed him down a bit last season. But then this season he has come back and he's firing on all cylinders. He has about 25 goals contributions already in all tournaments, about 30 I think. So I think if he can stay cool-headed, keep his head down, he is bound to achieve great things.
And Barca are on the road to retaining the La Liga crown.
It's just
one point ahead of.
You cannot say they are on the way to retain.
They are. That's what I'm saying.
Very tight one.
Of course, but they are still on the road. It's looking like, because the way Real Madrid have been in recent times, you don't even understand the club, the ego. Imagine Real Madrid having close to 3 managers in the space of 1 year.
There's a whole lot going on Real Madrid that we don't know. There's a whole lot happening in the dressing room that is not open to us. And I feel like
there's a lot that is not open to us, or that is open to us.
That's not open
the battle of the egos is open to the public.
There is more that you don't know about. The ones that we know is just
exactly, yeah.
I feel like there are a whole lot
so much worse than that, yeah.
And I don't think Arbeloa has really settled in well.
He has not.
The players are continuing to have problems with
he doesn't have that managerial charisma for me.
You understand? He admits to everything that
it's my fault. No. He just wants to be the good guy.
It doesn't seem like he has the command over the team. So I feel like in the long run, he would still have to leave, and for a proper coach to come in.
It's just to the end of the season.
I don't think he's capable of leading Madrid to where Perez wants them to be.
No. Now let's look at Real Madrid. They are planning on a big money investment. Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, both of them departed each season after one another. The upper summer and then last summer we saw Modric leave. Now Real Madrid have been unable to fit in another midfielder in that midfield. They are looking at Vitinha of PSG, and we know the bittersweet relationship between PSG, Al Nassr Khelaifi, and Florentino Perez, which makes Vitinha coming to the Santiago Bernabeu very difficult. But for Vitinha, he has won everything there is to win with PSG. So he might want to take on a new challenge, which means that over 100 million British pounds might need to be paid for Vitinha.
The cold relationship between Perez and Khelaifi cannot stop Vitinha from moving to Real Madrid if the money. It's not even about the money. If the player is willing to move, the thing is Vitinha would be the round peg in the round O for Real Madrid. Is the kind of midfielder they are presently missing. Bellingham has not really proven to.
Bellingham is just for me. Bellingham is just the regular midfielder. There's nothing spectacular about Bellingham.
The thing is, there's something about Bellingham. He's not the controller. He's not a register.
He's not a workforce.
People are expecting from him what is not part of his attributes.
Exactly.
Bellingham is that typical English
more like an elegant,
gives you an extra man in the 18-yard box. But then people want control for him. He's not that midfielder.
He's not. And, he can't dictate the team's play.
It is that Real Madrid still have Nico Paz on loan at Como.
They are expecting him to be back next season alongside Hendrik at Lyon.
I don't think Hendrik will return to Real Madrid. He doesn't have that quality to cut it at Real Madrid. Quality might be too much to say, but then I think he does not.
Quality?
I think he does not have the personality to cut it at Real Madrid. Because going by the area of stars they have in that front line. I still think if he comes back from Lyon next season, he would most likely still go back on loan. But for Nico Paz, they look like they really want to bring him back and get him fixed into the team. So if they are able to get Vitinha, I think they will move from this present.
And there's also this defender, Ramon Jacobo. They have a barber class on him, who is currently at Como.
Jacobo is not coming back anytime soon. I think Real Madrid will be signing another
high-profile defender. They want Ibrahim Konaté of Liverpool, and he's actually studying on signing.
He's playing on the last months of the contract. Let's see what happens in the summer. Real Madrid need to reinforce heavily. They need reinforcement in all departments.
Dani Cavaya, Anthony Rudiger, David Alaba. These guys are tired legs.
You understand? They need fresher legs in the defense line. They need fresher legs in the midfield. The only department where I think they are stacked is the attack. So let's see what Perez comes up with in the summer. But I hope that they win this La Liga.
Atletico Madrid and Ademola Lookman. It seems like a bromance that will flourish. Although they lost their La Liga game, the first La Liga game that he's going to be playing, he scored a goal, ruled offside. They lost against Real Betis. This same Real Betis that they won 5-0 in the Copa del Rey. Did you see how this competition?
The thing is, without taking anything away from Ademola Lookman, he's a fantastic player.
Very, very fantastic.
One of the best players on the African continent. This is always the story at Atlético Madrid. A new player comes in, he shines the first few games, the first few moments, he's on fire, then the fire dies down in the subsequent months. Ademola Lookman is
he's not that kind of player. No, he's not here.
He's one of the best wingers in Europe right now. But then it's still the early days. So I don't think he's doing anything special. Gallagher was like this when he first arrived. Baena was like this when he first arrived. Solot was like this when he first arrived. Alvarez was like this when he first arrived. Alvarez has won like 11-12 games without scoring a single goal in La Liga. So I think Lookman is still enjoying his early days because Simeone can be a coach that puts lights off players. Is this kind of coach that
we saw it with Yao Felix.
He assembles arrays of stars and he just end up killing their momentum.
Sells them one after the other on loan, and before you know it, they're out of the club.
He's well backed financially. I don't know why he's not competing for the title with Real Madrid and Barcelona. So I feel like Lookman will continue to prove himself at Atlético Madrid, but I fear that in the long run,
Simone factor will come in play.
And he might get frustrated because he's an emotional person as well. So let's just hope that he continues in this form.
15 years at Atlético Madrid, one of the longest serving manager in La Liga. Not just in La Liga, in Atlético Madrid
in Europe.
Yes, and also one of the highest earning managers. We saw how he was able to break the monotony of Real Madrid and Barca winning the league, and he has won like 8 titles with Atlético Madrid. Now, his contract expires soon, and there are talks, that's 2028, there are talks that he leaves at the end of the season. Although Simeone himself has not ruled out moving to the Middle East, we know that is the tag for almost the players and the coaches. Yes, he wants to go there, but then he still has the desire to continue at Atlético Madrid. For me, I feel like Atlético Madrid need to actually consider another new managerial appointment. It might not be immediate, but I think they should start planning towards it.
Yeah, I think they are due for a change. Given that Simeone has won everything that he can lay his hands on.
Bar the Champions League.
Everything that he can lay. He has won the league twice. He has won with Copa del Rey twice. He has won the Super Cup twice. The European Super Cup twice. He has won the Europa League twice. So you on one part you give him credit, but then if you look at the financial backing he has had over the years.
1 billion. They spent 1 billion in 2 summers back to back.
You sometimes want to question his managerial
abilities. Yeah,
that's because Real Madrid and Barcelona in the last 5-6 years have not been that fantastic, and still they stroll to the title. We start the season around August, right? Then by December you're already out of the title race. That's not a good look for you because it's not as if you don't have the financial muscle to compete with this Real Madrid and Barcelona duopoly. So I think he even spent more than Real Madrid.
Yes, he did. Yes.
So you don't have an excuse. You have to perform. You have to compete with this. You have some of the best crop of players in Europe. So I really think it is time for change. But then who comes in? That's the question. Because now the team is looking like a Simeone team. So
it's so obvious.
It's looking like a Simeone. So who comes in and continue from where it stops? Well, how are we so sure that when a new coach comes in,
whoever comes in, we no, it's actually good. See, that's one thing that we fail to. Let's look at. I want to bring this talk of Remo Stars into this. Let's look at Daniel Ogumodede and Remo Stars. It's been like an on and off relationship, the national team duties and everything. It is clearly written that this is Daniel Ogumodede's team on Remo Stars. Any coach that is going to come in, I was telling somebody that the coach will not be taxed to do anything. The first year to second year, let the coach have his imprint on the team. Forget about title, forget about competing. Just make sure that you stay afloat.
But before having your own imprint, you will first have to flush.
That's what I'm saying, because every coach has a player that fits into their system.
Exactly.
Yeah, so the coach might say, I want this person to come in, and we might actually see a total overall of the squad.
Up with the Daniel Ogumodede story with Ramos. I really
he's not really
been in and out.
He's been with them, but he's not really been a good team.
The last time I read about him, it was said that he's still very much with them,
but
he has been going on refresher courses.
The club debunked it via a post, but then they are battling relegation. One thing that is going to be very shameful is having a team that won the MPFL title and then going on relegation. Now, I told a friend on a radio show, I said, the only thing Real Monsters need to do this season is just make sure they don't go relegation, because that's the only height they can attain this season.
It's looking really risky.
They lost yesterday against Canopilas.
That's another of their relegation battles.
Exactly.
So that was a direct clash. They could have prevented it. I saw a very dubious call on them. They were through on goal. They could have equalized that game, but the linesman raised his flag for an obvious onside.
The same issues we have been seeing in the NPFL.
Of poor officiating and all of those things. So I think Remo Stars can still serve it. They have the quality, but I don't think mentally they are still the team.
That was me digressing from Atlético Madrid to Remo Stars. So it's more or less like any coach that needs to come in, we give him time to have his input on the team. We are not expecting anything. We just want you to make sure that we have that stability back, and then from the third year, then we can start competing.
2 years is a lot for Atlético Madrid to build, if you ask me, because they feel like they are.
Simone's contract is still on until 2028. That's about 2 years more.
They feel like they are a big team. So if you are giving a coach 2 years to build, how are you so sure that they can maintain that financial stability? Because when you don't compete in Europe, you tend to lose a lot of money.
That's what I'm saying. That just make sure that you are in top 5. If you are not playing the UEFA Champions League, at least you are playing Europa.
If you are not playing the UEFA Champions League, you are not making enough money.
That is it. But then losing at all fronts, just like Liverpool, not playing the Europa, not playing the Champions League, then it is as big as just playing the league.
Let's say Simeone has reiterated over time that he would like to coach Inter.
Now, and it's a perfect fit for you guys.
Yes, because Inter are that kind of team. But then Christian Kivu has been doing a wonderful job at the
5 points clear at the top of the log.
8 points clear actually. But then Milan have
Milan has a game in hand now.
So it's 8 points clear now. So he has 8 points over Milan. He has 9 points over Napoli and 12 points over Juventus. So he's doing a wonderful job. Nobody expected this. Nobody gave him a chance. But then he has come and he has talking like gloves to the hand. So I feel like
just that failure
Simeone after Atlético Madrid, because I really do not see where he can go from here.
That's the thing. But then Inter Milan and for me and Simeone look like a match in terms of the defensive play of Inter Milan and how rigid the Serie A can be.
But then that's the Inter of old. We have moved on from that. Simone Inzaghi has opened our eyes to effective
how beautiful the team can play.
Since Simone Inzaghi came on board, Inter have turned to an efficient side, an efficient attacking side. So Kivu has picked it up from there, and we have been about the best attacking side in Europe. So we are not that defensive again. Even if we have, we can still defend when we have to defend. But then we are not that defensive, catenaccio Italian side. But then I don't think Simone can come in and keep up with that kind of football. So I really feel like it doesn't come to Inter. I want Kivu to continue at the end for now.
We have actually talked about a lot of things, and with that, we have come to the end of this week's episode talking about the EPL and preview and review of Europe Top 5 League and also the games that are going to be taking over during the weekend. The EPL mostly will be having games from Tuesday to Wednesday and Thursday, and we are hoping to catch you on the next one. Thank you for sticking by.
Ciao.